Okay, so originally I was only gonna show this to my students, but then I started thinking, why not put it on my social media? Because you know what's 100 times better than Valentine's Day? President's Day. And there's this President's Day challenge going around, and by going around, I mean that like, I'm trying to get my students to do it, where basically you gotta say all of the presidents in order from George Washington to Joe Biden without looking at anything off the dome. And I'm challenging my students to do it, but what kind of teacher would I be if I challenged my students without showing them that I could do it myself also? So I'm gonna do this as fast as I can, and you know, because I have to, I'm gonna just include a little tidbit of information about each president as I go through all 46. I think I can do it, and then, you know, maybe you can see if you could do it too. So watch my eyes. I'm not gonna be cheating. It's all gonna be right off the top of my head. No edits, nothing, all right? Let's do this. Okay, so let's go. George Washington, the OG, enough said. John Adams, he's not in Hamilton. Thomas Jefferson, he wrote the Declaration of Independence and is in Hamilton. James Madison wrote the Bill of Rights, also in Hamilton. James Monroe, not in Hamilton, but did challenge Alexander Hamilton to a duel once, so bad guy in my opinion. John Quincy Adams, that's right, the Adams family, the famous Adams family, had 2 American presidents. Pretty sure that's the same family. Andrew Jackson, hero of the War of 1812, and I'm assuming his face is gonna be like around here somewhere. Just look at that face. Just stare at that for a second. Martin Van Buren, the first president to actually be born an American citizen. All the presidents before him were actually born British citizens, because you know, the US wasn't a country yet. William Harrison, this poor guy only got to be president for 1 month before he died of pneumonia. That's tough. John Tyler, his vice president, first vice president to become president after a president dies. And believe it or not, he actually had no desire to be president. He was like, I didn't sign up for this. Then we got James Polk, the 3rd president to be named James. It's like the most popular presidential name ever. Zachary Taylor, hero of the Mexican-American War, the 2nd president to die in office. Millard Fillmore, the only president named Millard, and I'm pretty sure the only person ever named Millard. Franklin Pierce, his wife and son both died while he was president. That also kind of sucks. James Buchanan, another James, also widely considered one of the 3 worst presidents in American history. Abraham Lincoln, one of the best presidents in American history, the tallest president in American history, the first Republican president, and sadly, the first president to be assassinated while in office. Andrew Johnson, the first president ever to be impeached. No one liked this guy. Ulysses S. Grant, the hero of the Civil War, defeated Robert E. Lee. He's on the $50 bill. I love this guy. Rutherford Hayes, the first president to actually lose the popular election, but still become president because of the Electoral College. That'll happen a few more times. James Garfield, another James, and the 2nd president to be assassinated. Chester Arthur. I feel like his name is backwards, like Arthur Chester. I feel like that makes more sense. Grover Cleveland, I'll come back to him in a second. Benjamin Harrison, the grandson of William Harrison, and the first president to ever be recorded. Grover Cleveland again, that's right, the first president to lose re-election, wait a term, and then get re-elected again. William McKinley, the 3rd president to be assassinated. 3 presidents were assassinated in a span of 35 years. That was a rough time to be a president. Theodore Roosevelt, the youngest president ever. Also, the teddy bear is named after him. William Taft, the only president to also serve in the Supreme Court. Woodrow Wilson, the first president to have matching initials, WW. I call him 2W. Warren G. Harding, I think we're up to like the 6th president now to die in office. Calvin Coolidge, the first president to deliver a national broadcast. Use this thing called a radio. Herbert Hoover, another president with matching initials, HH. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Okay, so this guy, first president to be re-elected more than once. In fact, he was re-elected 3 times. This guy served 4 terms. Obviously, he ended up dying in office because, you know, he was president for like ever. Harry Truman. It's not true that he's a hairy man, but his name is Harry Truman. Dwight Eisenhower, the last general to become president. John F. Kennedy, the 4th president to be assassinated, and luckily and fortunately the last president to get assassinated. Lyndon Johnson, no relation to Andrew Johnson. Nobody wants to be related to that guy. Then we got Richard Nixon, the first president to ever resign. He just quit. He was like, I don't want to be president anymore. Gerald Ford. If anybody should have had a teddy bear named after him, it should be this guy. I would call it the Jer Bear. Jimmy Carter, another president named James, but he went by Jimmy. Jimmy Carter is the oldest president ever. Well, he's the longest living president, and he's still alive. He's 96. Shout out to Jimmy Carter. Ronald Reagan, he was an actor before he became president. Cool. George Bush, I love this guy. He was a World War II war hero, head of the CIA for like ever, vice president for 8 years, president for 4 years, and he wasn't even done after that. I'm gonna tell you later. Bill Clinton, the first president I actually remember running for election, and the second president to get impeached. George W. Bush, remember that other Bush? He's the son. That other Bush made this guy president for 8 years after. There's a lot of Bush in American history. Barack Obama, the first African-American president. Donald Trump, the first president to be impeached twice in one term. And finally, Joe Biden, the president to have received the most ever popular votes with over 80 million in 2020. There you go, all 46 presidents. I don't think I missed any, and they're pretty sure they're in the right order. So I did it. Now the challenge is for you. Can you name all 46 presidents all on your own? Shout out to my students. I hope you're enjoying your President's Day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And for everybody else, happy President's Day.